What's good? It's your boy Munch Lauren, aka the king of the clubs. Came a long way from spreading duds at my gov, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Gloves Bastard.
Bust it open, baby, bust it open. I'ma put my kids in your colon. I'ma beat the pussy till it's swollen.
All right, so we got the one and only Munch Lauren jumping off the porch with us today. Man. Welcome, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Nah, no problem, man. I appreciate you coming all the way down here to Atlanta to mess with us today, too, man.
Got to, man. Got to.
Yeah, man. So first off, how we feeling today, man?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Now, you looking like you good, too, man. I had to compliment your outfit earlier, man.
I appreciate, this is something like, green light,
Always on go, right?
Right, it's a go, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so what brings you to Atlanta, or what else have you been working on since you touched down in the city, man?
Really, I just got here not too long ago.
Okay.
I came for this and just network with people, connect, stuff like that.
Okay. Now, do you come down here pretty often, or not too much, or?
Probably like once or twice a year.
That's it?
But I'm gonna try to get here more often this summer.
Okay. I feel that, man. All right, so folks don't know you from Milwaukee, man.
Yeah.
So, me, myself, I've never been there. I've learned a lot about the culture, though, but, for the people not knowing, man, kind of put them on game, man. Talk about the culture up there, man.
The culture, basically, in Milwaukee is lit. It's it's fun, getting money, all that. It's like, we got the street rappers and we got the club rappers, I'm gonna say club rappers, we're gonna say we call it glazing. Glazing. The younger crowd call it low end, but it started off as glazing. So basically, it's them two cultures going on, and it's just turning up right now. Everybody kind of focusing on it, so
yeah,
it's very big.
Now, do you feel like Milwaukee's changed much since when you were younger coming up until today, or is it pretty much the same stuff going on in the city, man?
It's similar, but yeah, it changed a lot. It's very similar. I'd say it's more like stuff than got more attention on it. Like if that makes sense, with the internet and Instagram, all that stuff is putting more attention on stuff. So, that's basically what it is.
I got you, man. So when would you say you jumped off the porch? How old were you?
I'd say like 16, 17, on some just out here hustling, getting it. I wasn't in the, jump off the porch on some street stuff, but just straight, getting my money, pushing the music, just out here.
Okay. What would you say were some of the trials and tribulations you had to overcome in your life so far?
Basically growing up in poverty. My mom and dad, they ain't try to make us, it's me and my brother, so they ain't try to make us feel like we was poor. They always made sure everything, everything happened. They made everything happen. They kept the roof over our head. They kept the bills paid. They kept us in Jordans, all the fresh stuff, all that. But as I grew up, it started to kick in. As I got to the teenage years, I started realizing, and it made me have to get out here, like I said, and make some money and make stuff happen. So
yeah. Now, always at some point in your life, got to figure out, man,
right.
Gotta hustle this shit, man. Gotta run up this bag one way or the other, man.
Yeah, you got to, or you're gonna be somewhere broke in a house somewhere,
Nah, for real. And what part of the city are you from?
The north side.
Okay.
Yeah, north side, 23rd of Hopkins.
Okay. So is there a big difference between the north side and the rest of the city, or?
I'll say one thing, everybody get money. So that's one thing everybody got in common, we all get money. But as far as like race, yeah, it's a big difference, from north side to south side. The south side is more Mexicans, whites, and it's blacks there too, but it's just mostly that. North side is a lot of blacks. Got the east side, a lot of blacks. West is mixed too, so.
Okay. Now, do the other sides of the town, do they kind of fuck with each other, or is it kind of divided, or how would you describe it?
Everybody pretty much, fuck with each other, because some people went to school with each other, some people just know each other. It's still small, so it ain't like you can't come to the north if you're from the south. You can't come to, it ain't really like that, but it is everybody still rep their stuff, so.
Okay, I got you, man. So I know you've been rapping for a while, man. So what inspired you at first to start at this, man?
In the beginning, I was really just rapping to get some girls.
Really?
I seen my uncle doing it. He was getting girls. I'm like, man, I might as well. I was younger, so I'm like, let me get some girls too. And then I started seeing I get money from it. Then also I started realizing, because I'm an introvert, so, and I'm very to myself. So when I started rapping, it was my way to express myself, for people to hear me. people will listen to the music and they hear what I'm talking about, or versus, you know, me just talking or doing whatever I'm doing. So that was my way to speak to people.
Okay. And did it work for getting girls when you first started, or?
Yeah, most definitely did. Most definitely worked for that.
All right. So, like, who'd you grow up listening to? Like, who were some of your either musical influences, or who were some of your favorite artists back then?
I pretty much was like a music connoisseur. I listened to everything from R&B, hip hop, blues, jazz. I was listening to everything, so it wasn't like a main artist. Like each year, I probably had a new artist every year.
Oh, really?
I could say like majority was like the Gucci's and Futures and stuff like that, but every year it changed on who I listened to, because I listened to everybody.
Okay. What about today? Who are you listening to?
I pretty much listen to a lot of Milwaukee music. I listen to a lot of Milwaukee artists. I still listen to everybody. Like I go on Apple Music and see what's the top songs and just let it play, just to hear, just to hear music. So.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the music scene in Milwaukee right now? Looks like you guys finally getting some respect in the game, man.
Finally, I'm very happy about it. You know, I'm excited because the more light that's getting put on Milwaukee, you know, the more people starting to gravitate and learn more about like me, because I was one of the, I want to say, the pioneers of the sound that's buzzing right now. So everybody doing this and doing numbers and getting it cracking and all that stuff is kind of bringing more attention to me and more people reaching out. So I love it.
Yeah. How would you describe that sound? And could you even, explain how you came up with this? Or was it like a lot of experimenting, or? It
was pretty much, Milwaukee had a sound called jacking, and it was pretty much kind of the same thing where they was just talking about like what type of cars and, you know, money, fat, like all that. And I pretty much just took it, I sped it up, you know, because I felt like I was rapping too slow and it kind of sounded like it was weak to me. So I just like, man, let me speed it up so I can catch a flow and bounce to it. And I more so started doing it like on club beats, twerk beats type. And I just started like I said, speaking whatever's on my mind on them type of beats. And then mixing in, you know, me shit talking and all that stuff. So that's pretty much like what glazing is, pretty much like shit talking on a fast beat.
Okay. Do you feel like the city embraced that sound right away, or did it take a while for people to kind of embrace it?
When I first started like buzzing and getting out here, they embraced it for a while. It was like a gap period where people kind of like stared away from it because they thought like it was too dancey and childish, but slowly it started coming back, so.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the artists out there, do you feel like there's a lot of unity amongst the artists in Milwaukee right now? Is it kind of divided, or is it kind of just everyone just doing their own thing?
I wouldn't say people divided, but we all work together, everybody talk, you know, they do shows together, do all that stuff, so. You know, I feel like it could be a stronger unity, but we together. People ain't beefing too much and all that stuff, so.
Okay. Now, like we said, Milwaukee's getting a nice buzz now. Why do you think it took so long for, you know, the spotlight to finally get on the city, man?
I feel like the same reason like it kind of took for people to adjust to like my music in Milwaukee, they had to adjust to it, because I see people talk about it. At first, I seen them like cracking jokes about it and all that stuff. But then I started seeing people say, like, hey, this actually hard, you know, outside of them, they actually start listening to him, like, hey, this hard, this person hard, this hard, like, so. I feel like it just took people to listen to it and finally it grow on them. And you know, with us being a small city, it probably just took longer for it to spread, so.
Yeah, I was checking out the documentary. You guys had sent an email where they even credit you for like being the creator of that sound.
Yeah.
Was that important to you for you to get your props, or did you not really care at the time?
Yeah, it was very important, because I remember times where I was letting people hear these songs and these beats, and they was like, man, nah, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. They telling me this, and I'm like, man, I feel like this a sound. This my sound. Like I can't really. I don't want to do what you doing or what you doing, what everybody else doing. I want to do what I'm doing, how I feel. So I feel like, you know, when I see people embracing it and talking about it, the documentaries and all that stuff, you know, it make me proud.
Yeah. Did you ever get discouraged at a point, you know, making that sound to where it's like, all right, maybe I should switch it up and kind of do what they want me to do? Or were you very stuck with like, nah, we gonna push this shit till they finally catch on?
I didn't really think to like, I want to do what they do, but it was times where I got discouraged to where, cause looking at numbers and stuff like that. So I'd be like, it was here one day, it's here the other day. So it kind of like, it make you feel some type of way. That's with anything though, I feel like.
Yeah, nah, very true, man. So I gotta ask, man, how'd you get the name Munch Lauren? What's the meaning behind this, man?
Munch Lauren, Munch is my nickname. That's a nickname I had since I was a baby.
Okay.
So that's just something my family was calling. They was calling me Munchie, actually. Everybody around the neighborhood started calling me Munch and family and stuff. The Lauren most sore came from how I was dressing in high school.
Okay.
I wore a lot of like polo. I wore a lot of Ralph Lauren. I wore everything, but one of my guys, I just remember one time coming to school, I had an all white fit on. And he was like, Mr. Lauren. So I just kind of just stuck with it, like, Mr. Munch Lauren. Like, I ran with it.
Yeah. So what's your reaction when Ice Spice blows up with this song called Munch? Were you like, God damn?
I was laughing because my brother and my friends and stuff, they was cracking jokes like, you a Munch? Like, because I am. I was like, yeah. I just laughed. But at the same time, it kind of like brought some traffic to me. Because I guess people was typing in Munch on TikTok and I'm popping up. So,
oh, for real?
Yeah, so it brought a lot of traffic to me, so I appreciate it.
Nah, that's love right there,
Right.
man. Anything to get more eyeballs on the music and all that's always good.
Right. I'll be a Munch for the streams.
Yeah. So what would you say, like, when would you really start taking this music shit serious? Like you said, kind of putting some money into it, investing a lot of time into it as well.
I'll say, I want to say 2014, like late 2013, 2014. I started taking it serious because I had got booked for a show outside of Milwaukee for the first time, and there was like 600-700 people there.
Oh wow!
So and then they knew all the words, word for word. We was just lit. It was smacking. So right after I left that show, on the highway back, I'm like, I'm finna go crazy with this. So as soon as I got back, I started recording because at first I was recording in my attic. I had my own little studio. Pops bought me a lot of shit from when I was younger and stuff, and I kept it and kept using it and got better with it. So, but when I seen that, I was like, I got to get better quality, and I started going to a real studio and stuff like that. So, I started taking it way more serious.
Okay. And at this time, you already had the song "Dummy Ass" out, right?
The first one, Dummy Ass. Yeah.
Because that one did pretty good on YouTube, right?
Yeah. The first one, I think it had hit like 100,000 the first month or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then years later I did part 2, and part 2 that's the one that's going crazy right now. So
yeah. So going back to the first one, like, did you expect that one to take off? Was that like your first video with 100,000 views, or?
It's crazy. I wasn't really paying, like, when I was doing, at that time when I was buzzing, I wasn't really paying too much attention to the numbers. In the beginning I was, like I said, it was discouraging me, and I just told myself, like, just start dropping. Forget the numbers, just drop. So the reason I noticed that it started taking off was I started going to after sets and stuff like that, and they were just playing it. I never experienced like walking into places that they didn't know I was coming, and they just playing my music, and I ain't telling them I'm coming, I'm just walking in, they playing it. So that's when I was like, oh yeah, it's going crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure that was motivating too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So how do we get the nickname King of Clubs?
Basically because every club in Wisconsin probably got like 5 or more Munch Lauren songs in rotation, so they pretty much crowned me. The city pretty much crowned me the King of Clubs.
Okay, yeah. So what's a Munch Lauren show looking like today, man?
A lot of ass, a lot of ass shaking, a lot of money throwing. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Like Freaknik 2023, so.
Okay. Let's talk about this Big Money record, man, because this shit's a classic up in Milwaukee, from my understanding.
Yeah, it's an anthem.
Yeah. So talk about like the creative process, the inspiration when you recorded this song.
I made the song for a friend of mine that passed. He had an accident. He passed, motorcycle accident. He used to always call me Big Money Munch. He used to always come and buy my CDs from me. And then every time he'd buy, he'd be like, all right, Big Money Munch, or he was just always Big Money Munch every time he see me. So when he passed, I just felt like I had to do something to honor him and stuff. And then Big Money just came to my head, like I really was calling it Big Money Munch, but my engineer, shout outs to Piz, Shiraz Salon, he was like, you should, take this out, you should add this. He kind of like put his little tweaks on it, and I already did what I did, and we just put it out here, and it did that. I ain't really expected to
Oh, really?
go how it was, because it was more so like it was short, it was like an interlude kind of song. So, but it went the distance, I guess.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I saw Jordan Poole, when he signs his contract, he plays this song on his Instagram story, man.
Yeah. That was wild.
What's your reaction when you see that, man?
I believe I think I was brushing my teeth or either lining up my beard or something, and my phone was just ringing like crazy. And I had my lady bring me the phone. It's my manager was calling me. He was telling me about it, like, check that, tell me to check, and I went to go look. I'm just like, that's love. Oh. That's love, because I used to see Jordan Poole a lot, like at Running Rebels hooping when he was younger.
Oh, for
I
real?
remember I did a show, and he was, I don't know how old he was, but he was a teenager, and I remember him being there with the Running Rebels kids and stuff, playing basketball. So I remember that. So that's love. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, no, that's a big shout out. 'Cause, he's got such a big platform too.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, especially for that was big news for him. So
yeah.
For him to bring my music into his big news, it was like, yeah, that's a lot of love.
Yeah. Hopefully they can turn up against the Lakers, man. I'm rooting for them boys.
Go see about that.
Yeah. So Cheeks 2, man.
Yeah.
Break down this one, man, and it featured Bankhead on this one.
Yeah. R.I.P. my boy Bankhead. Cheeks 2, like I said, I had part 1. I had a thing with doing part 2, so a lot of my songs that was doing good. So we was me and Bankhead was in the studio. I just moved in this space, and we built the booth and all that stuff. We were basically cleaning up, and he listening to beats over there, Bankhead, and he played the Cheeks 2 beat, and I had like vocals on there, but I was just testing the mic, just saying stuff. And he was like, man, let me get on there. I'm like, it don't matter. That was just a test. So he went in there, he hopped on it, he fed off what I was saying, and I was like, I think I can make this a hit, because I took it and kind of like reconstructed how it was recorded and made it to what y'all hear now. So, and it just took off. Really, we just put it out here because me and him ain't dropped nothing in so long together. We put it out here for the fans, and they ate it alive.
Yeah, that shit went crazy too.
Yeah, man. Real crazy. Like TikTok viral, all that.
Yeah. What can you tell us about Bankhead? Like, what type of person was he, man?
Bankhead was funny. I mean, he was always like working, like somewhere trying to make something happen. He was always just trying to make it happen. With the career with rapping, his comedy, like all that. He was just everywhere. I remember he came to Atlanta for I believe like a whole year almost, and got his page numbers up and everything. He sat down and told me he was gonna do that. He was like, I'm finna get my page cracking, woo woo. Then he started going to Detroit, Atlanta, all that stuff. Like, I say one thing, he real brave, and he kind of got me really out here now, because before he passed, he was just saying like, bro, it's your time, just do it, and just got out here.
Yeah. Do you remember one of the last conversations you had with him?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I do. He was just telling me he proud of me. It was actually a couple of days before he died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Long live Bankhead, man.
Yeah, long live Bank.
Yeah. So what is Cheeksfest, man? Break this down.
Cheeksfest, basically, we had the song Cheeks was popping, and we basically put together an event. We was already putting a lot of events together. We were just trying to find like a name that's gonna stick, because I had plenty of stuff. I had the dummy ass bash. I had a lot of stuff. So Cheekfest just stuck, and everybody just come there. It's lit. It's like I said, ass shaking. Got the throat goat contest. Girls sucking cucumber. All that, man. It was just fun. X-rated, but no kids allowed. Just adult party.
When's the next one, man? You got something planned?
Yeah, I'm planning it for this summer. So when it drop, I'm gonna let you know. You should pull up.
And you gotta document these things, man. Absolutely, bro.
Most definitely, I will.
Yeah, so I see that you get very creative with your music videos too, man.
Yeah.
Talk about the process, that goes into your music videos.
Basically, when I be recording songs, I kind of be already visioning like what the video gonna look like as I'm rapping the song. So I pretty much be trying to get as close as my vision as possible. you know, I just don't be wanting it plain, you know, basic and all that stuff. So I just be, instead of me just telling the cameraman, like, you know, pull up to the crib, I'm gonna bring some money out, just record me. I be trying to add more to it, cause after a while, you know, I got videos like that, but after a while, you know, it get tiring. So.
Yeah, even for the listeners, like, you know, you watch it once or twice, but if there's not something that's going to draw you to come back to it, they're like, not going to watch it as much either.
Make you keep watching it, and that help the streams, like you said, keep people to keep stuff on repeat.
Absolutely, man. And how do you find these girls for these videos too, man?
They find me.
They find you. So they be in the DMs, like, hey, let me get in the next video?
They do. They be hitting me up saying, like, hey, you know, I want to do some videos, or I want to work, or, you know, some girls be just starting, like, doing videos, so they be asking me to help them, you know, build a fan base, all that stuff. So, you know, it's I could probably count on one hand how many girls I reached out to, like.
Oh, really?
You know, because they be reaching out to me so much, I don't gotta reach out. So.
Yeah. So how do you decide who makes the cut then? Is there like a certain quality you look for? Or?
First 20.
It's the first 20 that hit you.
No, I really just whatever the video is, I kind of like, if I want dancers, I look for dancers. You know, I don't discriminate too much, because I try to keep it like the females is like, people that know, like, they can see these type of females. They ain't no fantasy girl, like you might not see them too much, like, you know, if you get what I'm saying. But so I pretty much just be just getting them how they come.
Yeah, keep it relatable.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, basically, yeah, that's you hit it right on the head.
I got you. So you got the new EP out right now. I Can Smell My Flowers.
Yeah, it's out right now. Go stream it.
Yeah, talk about that title, man. Why did you finally, you know, or why did you choose this title for this project?
Because I feel like a lot of good stuff been happening for me this year, as far as like everybody outside of Wisconsin is starting to pay attention to me and look at me and stuff. So I just decided to name it I Can Smell the Flowers, because I can smell them. You know, like, you know, they're giving me my flowers. And, you know, also I'm supposed to be I'm dropping 12 EPs this year.
12 EPs?
Yeah, 12 EPs. So every year I had a theme, like, you know, January, new bag, new year. February was love.
Okay.
You know, and so on.
So it's like a spring?
Yeah, it's like a spring, May flowers.
Okay.
I can smell the flowers. So that's how I got it.
I fuck with that, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So, you know, what impact, or, you know, how important would you say you are to the Milwaukee music scene then?
I say I'm real important. I say, I believe a lot of people probably can agree to this. If it wasn't for Munch Lauren, the music scene in Milwaukee might not be how it is right now. It might be different, we don't know, but it won't be like what everybody's seeing right now, because, you know, it took for me to do that, for everybody else to, you know, keep going with it. And I feel like, they'll say this is, I feel more important to the music scene than Giannis to the Bucks. Huh. That's how important I feel.
That's a hell of a statement right there.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So you just dropped the Green Light video. Talk about this song, this video too.
Green Light basically was a song, shout out to Amazing, he the producer. I was in the studio and he sent me this beat while I was in the booth recording another song. Okay. Told the engineer, man, switch the beats, let's do this. And I instantly just thought, like, you know, it's a go. It's a green light, let's go. Like, you know, turned up, and I pretty much was just, I had writer's block. So I was pretty much trying to turn myself up in the studio. So that was my way, like, it's a go. So I just went with it like that.
What is your process? Do you write, or do you punch in, do a little bit of both? Or?
I do both. Sometimes I write, sometimes I get in there and just feel it and just bar by bar, like punch in. Sometimes I flow a whole track and just, that's it. But it all depends on how I feel today.
I got you. Yeah. Any features on the EP?
Yeah. I got EP The Hustler on Lawful on Water, and I got 54 Baby Trey. He on there too. Yeah.
So you plan to shoot more videos off of this, or?
Yeah, most definitely. We finna go crazy. It's the summertime. You know, we just finna crank it up. Yeah. So I'm doing videos. Try to do videos to all these songs.
Okay. Yeah, because there was, what, 5 songs on there? I
think? Yeah, it's 5 songs. It ain't too hard to shoot 5 videos, so.
Yeah. So looking ahead to June, do you know what, like, theme this one's gonna be on then?
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna call the June EP Summer Glaze. summertime, so glazing, so summer glaze.
I got you. And who are some of the producers you've been working with lately?
I've been working with, like I said, Amazing, Mac Beats. I've been working with, it's a lot of producers, but mostly, you know, I produce a lot of my tracks. So I say 75% of the songs I produce.
Gotcha. And what inspired you to start making beats at first?
I really was a producer first.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was trying to, like I said, my pops bought me a beat machine, and I started making beats on that first, and then I ain't had nobody to rap on them.
That happens to a lot of producers.
Yeah,
They're like, I got no one to rap on these beats, so I might as well do it.
Right. I had my brother and my guy that grew up with me. They was rapping, but as we got older, they kind of like started doing their own. They wasn't too much into the music, so I kind of was like, I might as well go full force on being a rapper and make the beat. So that's how I pretty much started.
Okay. How would you describe your growth, you know, as a producer or as an artist, you know, from when you first started up until today then?
I say, shockingly, my artist growth outgrew the producer because I kind of focused more on the artist part, but it's still growth into the producer part. Like right now, people starting to feel that the Milwaukee type beats and all that stuff. So it kind of got me back in my bag a little more. So I say it most definitely elevated everything.
Okay. And do you be producing for other artists, or you kind of prefer to keep all the beats for yourself then?
No, I produce for people. I produce for people that I feel like that come to me and they serious. Like if I see a little bit of me in them, I produce for them. You know, I do something for them, or if they spinning some chicken.
Nah, for real. Man, put us on to some more Milwaukee lingo, man. Because I know that chicken shit, that chicken talk up there be real.
Yeah, you got chicken, smacking, you got yop, you got cracking. It's so much stuff they be saying. Butter. It's plenty though.
Nah, because Milwaukee definitely got its own lingo too.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, the jacking, the glazing, like all that. So.
Now, do you see other cities, you know, starting to steal that lingo too?
Yeah, I see people doing it, but they more so be trying to like laugh, like joke with it and stuff. But people still, that's part of, I guess, part of stuff going crazy when people joke and laugh with it and stuff.
And you still independent right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So talk about, you know, the grind and the challenges that come with being an independent artist in the game right now.
You basically do everything on your own. You do everything yourself. Like everything is pretty much a self grind. But I say it take a lot of mental. You gotta have a strong mental to be independent, because a lot of people can't do stuff on their own, so they need that label. They need the people to do all that stuff. They just want to just rap. So I say that it put me in a CEO mindset. So, and also it helped me as far as like other businesses I started or I'm doing now.
Okay, yeah. And you know, there's a lot of benefits that come with it. You can drop 12 EPs in a year, you know what I'm saying?
True.
You don't need to get permission from no one.
Right. Drop EPs, I get all the money, I do everything, so.
No, that's real, man. So looking ahead to 2023, we know what, 7 more projects, right?
Yeah.
What else you got planned?
More videos. I got a lot of dope features from people that I'm gonna be dropping soon. Like I said, the Cheeksfest. We just turning up. Yeah. You gonna see me more down here. You gonna see all that. People just finna see Munch Lauren a lot.
Okay. How would you say Atlanta reacts to the Milwaukee sound?
They pretty much like it. From what I see, everybody like it. They fuck with it. And I've been to a couple strip clubs where they played the music and stuff, and the girls like, "This you?" Like, yeah. And they fuck with it. They say they tell the DJs to spin it, when they on stage, or so. Everybody pretty much gravitate to it because it's club music. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you figure the strippers would like it, man. It's gonna make them shake their ass,
Yeah, most definitely,
Yeah. What's some advice you would share to the youth coming up right now, whether they're in Milwaukee or any other city, man?
Advice I share to the youth is stay consistent. Keep pushing. Don't let nobody discourage you. Don't let nobody bring you down. None of that. Just keep going. Because at the end of the day, you got to live your life. Nobody else got to live it but you.
No, that's real. Yeah. Go ahead and plug your social media. Let everyone know where to find you at too, man.
Okay, man. It's, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. All that's 414 Munch Lauren. YouTube. Just search up 414 Munch Lauren. I'm on all platforms. Apple Music, all that.
And you got any shout outs you like to give before you wrap it up?
Yeah. You know, shout outs to all the Milwaukee artists. Y'all keep going. Shout outs to my family, my team, and long live Bankhead, man. It's for you, bro.